Bullish or bearish, we are here for both. Whether it's your first time trading or you're already a savvy investor, we believe financial freedom is for everyone. And together, let's take advantage of the vast wonderland of money that's unfolding right before our very eyes. We are Trading Republic. Welcome to our podcast, and this is where the hot money is.
Alright, so hi everyone, welcome to Hot Money Podcast, and we're back again for Trading Republic. So ayan, here with me is Z-Freaks, or George Asibal, as you know, in Facebook, and my name is Jairus, or Eclipsing in Discord, and we have here Jake Olasa, and also known as Focus Fire Trader. So,
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Nagbabalik.
Hello.
Kamusta
Yes.
kayo?
Actually, I'm looking forward to this kasi tagal na natin din plano to eh.
Okay, last year pa natin to sinasabi.
We've been planning since last year. Finally, it already happened, no?
Hindi na drawing.
Yeah. This is the first step actually in,
Yeah.
and actually sharing yung mga ganitong mga
Insights.
Yeah, insights.
Yung mga, like, where do we actually put the money?
Yan.
Yun.
Yeah.
Hot money.
Yes.
Season 2.
Oo.
Saan man nanggaling? I mean,
Right. So, I remember kasi when we were starting the show, di ba? It was all about trading. Nanggaling tayo stock market, and then we got into US markets, we got into Forex, we got into crypto finally.
Yeah.
And so, sobrang dami ng products. Syempre, parang we were traders. Paano ba yung journey natin as a trader? Paano ba tayo magkaroon ng emotional resilience? Paano ba tayo magkaroon ng psychological safety nets? Paano ba yung risk management so that you don't blow your accounts?
So basically lahat.
Yeah, basically the journey from zero to hero of being a trader.
I like the word na ginamit mo, journey. Kasi yan din yung focus ng vlog ko. Yung Focus Fire Trader. Because gusto kong na i-share yung journey ko. Not just always the wins. But also yung
The
mga losses and
of course.
the lessons na natutunan natin. Kasi it's all parang yung losses ko or yung lessons ko na natutunan might not be just parang exclusive to me, but also probably nare-relate ka din, ganyan. So, yun nga sinasabi ko nauna lang si boss, nauna lang tayo, But, you can also, experience that and be possible na in the future maging profitable and a good trader, diba?
Of course. And we wanna kumbaga parang focus dun sa journey na yon.
Yes.
Showing people and being transparent about it. Syempre, we hindi lang, like sabi mo din nga, na parang hindi lang tayo dun nakafocus sa profits, but also we show the losses. That it's normal. Kasi people go in social media, parang nakikita lang puro panalo. Diba? Parang natatalo ba to?
Alam mo, pagka nakikita ko yung puro panalo, ikaw ba? Ano bang napapansin pag puro panalo?
Pag puro panalo, hype.
Hindi, I mean, anong nararamdaman mo as aspiring trader?
Tapos ako wala akong trade.
Oo.
Siguro ang nararamdaman ko, parang sila
naiwan.
gagaling na nila.
Oo, baka naiwan ako, parang gano'n, di ba? Parang naging kabaliktaran eh.
Yes.
Tapos alam mo ngayon, kasi pag nag-share ako ng mga talo ko, parang mas nag-open sila na ako nga din, natalo din ako eh.
Yes.
Wow.
So parang, alam mo yun, na-open up na, okay, this trader is not just always winning. Normal din sila katulad natin.
Yes.
So yun yung parang gusto nating i-share and also wanted to highlight in this podcast about, everything aside from not only just trading, but also, yung mga personal finances natin.
So after the trade, what do you do? Basically.
Wala, puro trading eh.
Yeah, pero
Trading is life.
Trading is
what we're
life
trying
pala.
to do for Hot Money Season 2 is going to be different. So who we are, how we can be more practical about the money after the trade. So do we re-roll it? Tinitrade pa ba natin ulit yun, or do we put it into other things?
Very interesting, and I hope masubaybayan nila to. And this is our pilot episode, no?
Yep.
Yes.
So pilot
First,
episode for season 2.
Yan.
And we're just gonna, chill lang muna tayo, and then I hope you also continue to join us in the succeeding episodes,
Yes.
no?
Dahil
Marami pa.
Marami tayong i-discuss.
Kami dito ang magiging alay nyo, guys.
Yun.
Pagdating sa mga
Speaking of alay, can you explain to us, kasi we're part of a community here in Trading Republic, and meron tayong term na alay. Ano ba yung alay?
Alay. Someone na willing mawalan ng pera. Someone na willing. Hindi kasi sa space na to, yun nga, it's it's full of, may mga good actors, but most of the time marami ring mga bad actors
yeah.
And we don't want our community to experience, I know hindi na mapipigilan. There will always be something na pwedeng mangyari, but hopefully mabawasan.
Yes.
And that's where we came in. Parang gusto namin na if there's a new product, new tech na wanted to discover, sino ba yung mga
sino ba yung mga willing na maging first try? Sino yung susubok for the group? Kasi ganun yung nangyayari in the space, especially in crypto, di ba? Ang daming products that are out there, hindi mo na alam kung saan mo pwedeng ilagay yung pera mo. Like, safe ba dyan? Siyempre, yung pinakaunang tanong natin
safe
like,
ba dyan?
when you ask a person, di ba, pagka, pwede ba akong mag-invest dyan? Nawi-withdraw ba? Yan yung pinakaunang tanong, di ba, lagi? So, in the same way, here in crypto, since ang daming products talaga, yan talaga yung unang tanong natin. Safe ba dyan? Ano yung risk ko?
Magbabayad ka daw muna bago ka mag-withdraw. Ay, yung mga iwasan natin.
May fee pala.
Parang scammers yun Parang scammers agad yun
Ang ano dito guys, magiging alay kami kasi dati pakiramdaman pa sino magiging alay.
Well, normally naman even without this podcast,
Yes.
Parang ako personally, even without this podcast, gusto ko talaga na I'm in the front line para sa mga new tech, new products. Pag may nakita akong ganito, I always try it, ganyan. Pero practice din natin yung ating risk management.
So basically, product tester. Pero for finance.
Ganun. Product tester.
Kasi like for example lang, let's give a good example. Halimbawa GCash, right? Dati wala masyadong gumagamit ng GCash But when COVID came, biglang sumabog yung tech. It wasn't only GCash but other mga service providers, lumabas si Maya, GoTime. You have all these other
the boom ng
exactly.
ng mga parang digital banks.
Exactly, right? But we didn't know that we needed that
until
COVID came or until this catalyst happened, di ba? So, sino ba yung mga naging alay? Sino ba yung mga naunang nagsabi na, bakit hindi mo gamitin si GCash? Bakit hindi mo gamitin si ganito? Go cashless, right?
Naalala ko dati nung pag gumagamit ako ng mga ganyan, ang lakas pa ng marketing nila Like, pag may sinend kang load or pag nag-load ka, meron ka makukuha na 10% back.
Talaga?
Flashback. Malaki yun
Malaki 10%.
Malaki
Sabi ko, kaya ginawa ko siyang business noon. So parang sabi ko, magpa-load kayo sa akin, tapos sabay.
Ako, pioneer pala
Ito pala yung alay dati.
Ano pala, ginawang business. Pero sobrang, ayun nga, maliit lang yung nakukuha ko during that time. Pero anyway, so sige. So susunod, makikita nyo kung paano namin gagawin yan, guys. Pero for now, we would like to introduce ourselves. Ano ba? Paano ba tayo nagsimula sa Crypto Coach? So sige, sino bang mauna?
Sige,
spin the wheel. Joke lang. Si Coach Jake na muna.
Pwede ka sa Discord
Hindi, nakikita naman siguro mostly ng mga nanonood sa atin. And I've been with Trading Republic since 2019 yata. And ever since, I really love learning lahat na yata ng
learner ka kasi.
Learner. I mean, lahat also, not just the products of CFT, but also the assets, from PSE to yung mga US stocks, Hong Kong, whatever, forex. So parang parang yung speak of alay, ganun din siya Parang lahat I'm testing it out until I came and fall in love with crypto.
Yun
yung crypto Para kasing
kapag tumibok ang puso, wala
kumbaga, it's all of nag-tick lahat ng mga hinahanap mo. It's 24/7. You can access it. May maraming accessible, ganyan. Although kahit binaban dito sa Pilipinas, accessible ang crypto. Not, parang hindi siya parang katulad dati na kailangan mag-register, magbayad ka ng mga broker na sobrang mamahal.
Yung
the
mga
fees. Yan. So, nakakaligtaan lang ng mga users na, may fees pala. Pero yun nga, sa crypto kasi, since ang daming players, pababaan ngayon yan. So,
yes. Which is a really good thing, no? Kasi when there's competition, then the service gets better. Kasi if bulok yung service mo, why would people go to you, right?
So before pa ako sumali sa ZF, ayun ko, mga ganun time is parang ang dating sa akin ng trading is like ang tawag ito, a problem that I can solve. Sabi ko, kaya ng math yan Ganon. Ganon. Kaya ng math yan. Madali lang yan. Not until I nawalan ako ng pera.
Ayun.
Hindi
Bulaga.
yata para sa akin to. Parang ganun. No? Hindi
Biglang
yata para
nalungkot.
sa akin to. Parang ganun. And nung the more that I learn, the more that I realize na marami pa akong hindi alam. Sobrang lawak. And the good thing is that I don't have to learn everything. So, yun doon ako nag-start, no? And also, kaya din ako nag-push ng trading is something bad happened in 2018, ganyan. Kwento ko na yata yun. Yung
Yeah.
parang nagkaroon ako ng parang health scare. Tinignan ko yung bank account ko, walang laman. Natakot ako para sa pamilya ko. Sabi ko parang bakit I need to find a way to increase and to make wealth aside from what I do currently. So yun. So doon ako na-push. That's my why. Kaya importante talaga na magkaroon kayo ng talagang yung
Fund.
heavy na na parang reason kung bakit
Ng motivation.
gusto mong gawin yung isang bagay. Not just like not just trading. It's just so happy na trading yung why ko eh. Trading yung actual na realization ko na kaya ko tong gawin. Beside that. So yun yung origin ko when paano ako nag-start sa trading.
Tsaka kung bakit ka na-push talaga.
Paano talaga ako nag-push sa trading.
I see. So sige, ikaw naman, boss. Paano?
Nakaka-ano kasi tong story ko eh. When I started, naalala ko kasi my brother opened an account for me. So hindi siya came from a need like you, di ba? Sa akin, it started na ganun. Parang, merong akong account i-gift ko sa'yo. Tapos,
Sa
may
PSE
mga
yan, coach.
PSE pa to, matagal na. So hindi ko talaga siya sineryoso until dumating yung why ko. Ayun, yung why ko dumating because of syempre after graduation or during that transition period, you want to make sure na hindi ka pabigat sa family mo. Kasi I don't know, maybe it's just the culture in our household na you gotta work, you gotta earn your keep, 'di ba? Parang kung hindi ka magtatrabaho, hindi ka kakain. Basic 'yun, 'di ba?
Yeah,
I wanted to make my parents proud. And so, I was looking for other stuff that I can do. So, kung ano yung mga pinasok ko, I got into networking, to selling stuff. Pero, hindi talaga siya para sa akin kasi when it comes to selling, you have to deal with people. Paano kung hindi mo gusto yung product na binibenta mo? Paano kung may sabon ako dito, baka gusto mo. Di ba? Palitan mo lang yung sabon mo na currently ginagamit mo. Ito mas maganda. Diba? Hindi naman. Para sa akin, wala namang nothing wrong with that. Like, if that's your hustle, respect other hustles. Pero sa akin kasi, it's like, hindi ko siya type. Kasi I'm an introvert eh. And so, for me, that was such a struggle. And doing other jobs, like, I also experienced going into a call center. So sabi ko, hindi talaga to para sa akin. Yes, probably mataas yung sahod dito, but if I have to deal and talk to people and I'm an introvert, wala na. By the halftime break, wala na. Pagod na ako, drain na ako, di ba? So I was like, this is not for me. And I got into the, nasa hospitality industry kasi ako. Yun yung field ko eh. And I realized as well na hindi ko gusto yung politics into corporate. Na alam mo naman, I'm not sure kung yung manonood sa inyo like maganda yung politics sa organization ninyo, but dun sa company na napasok ko medyo hindi. I mean, okay yung branding and everything, but inside the culture wasn't as good. Or dun lang siguro sa team ko, ganun yung mga boss ko hindi talaga okay eh. So that was my realization na I have to find something that where I can earn money and comfortable ako. And it so happened na dun sa trading, dun ko nahanap yung I don't have to speak to anyone. I don't have to do like hard labor. I just have to click buttons. And then meron ka ng pera.
Magic internet money.
And that happened because of beginner's luck. So parang short story, meron akong 120 na supposed to be yun yung money na pang abroad ko. Okay, for my internship, for my practicum. Sabi ko sa nanay ko, can I use this money na habang I'm waiting for that call, for the opportunity outside, pwede ko mailagay sa stock market. Kaysa nakatenga, i-invest na lang natin. Ganon. So, dun pumasok yun. And by luck, I got into forums, researched online ano yung mga magagandang stock to buy, and at that time, it was RSA or Ramon ang stocks. So I got into SMC, I got into San Miguel Beer, ganun. And then within just a month or within a month, parang yung 120 ko kumita mga 26K. Sabi ko, totoong pera ba to? Nakaupo lang ako. Ganun, nakikinig lang ako sa mga taga-follows.
Malaki na yan.
Sabi ko, phone na to. Grabe, nakaupo lang ako. Wala akong ginagawa. This is my dream job. Ito na yun.
Lock in.
Yes. Pero syempre, kailangan ko pa rin mag-graduate. So I still pursued, finishing my studies to honor my parents. And ang nangyari nun was, instead of going to the US, sabi ko, hindi, basta kung ano yung available, which was Singapore at that time. So after, when I was doing my internship, sabi ko, night shift ako. Bakit night shift? Kasi in the morning, I would trade. I would trade 9:30 until the closing. And then afterwards, ang nakakatawa doon, kasi hindi ko ginalaw yung 120, hindi, may nagawa yung agency para hindi ko na kailangan maglabas ng pera. So, the money stayed there into that account. And then, while I was trading, and by the end of my internship, yung parang 120 naging 300K. So, sabi ko,
wow,
this is it.
Ayoko
This is it. Ayoko na.
Boss, I resign.
Yes.
Yung pinagalitan si boss, sabi niya, huwag mo akong ginaganyan, ha?
I quit.
Watch your mouth.
Yung ganun na.
Pero seryoso, that was something na parang dun namulat yung isip ko na parang, oh my gosh, I don't have to talk to people. I don't have to do a lot of work. I just have to click buttons. Pero syempre, there's more to that. Hindi naman ganun lang. It's not as simple. I'm trying to oversimplify things. Pero that's my story.
Yeah.
Wow. Ako ba, i-share ko ba yung
go.
sarili?
Yeah, go! Para malaman namin.
Ako siguro nag-start ako, hindi na ako na umabot sa PSE days nyo yung time na ano. Pero kasi, ayun nga, napunta ako sa isang community sa inyo, sa ZFT dahil nga, coming from a loss. Pero nag-start ako sa NFTs before. Tapos parang, meron akong online job noon. Tapos, maliit lang yung salary namin. Tapos, nagle-lay off sila nung time na yun. Tapos kinakabahan na ako, constant anxiety every night. Yan. Tapos meron akong 10,000 peso sa bank. Sabi ko, hala, itong mga kaibigan ko, nakasama ko ngayon, puro kami laro lang ng mga games. Tapos biglang sabi nila, Jai, try natin to. Bili tayo ng ganito, ng pictures, ganyan. Sabi ko,
NFT.
totoo ba to? NFT. Totoo, 10,000. Sige. Tapos parang 12,000 kasi yung NFT nun. 10,000
Mahal pa yun.
Nung time na yun.
Hindi mo ba naisip na scam kaya to? 10K
Kasi
lang yung...
picture tas digital, makukuha ko ba to? Mahawakan ko ba to? Hindi eh. Andito lang eh, during that time.
Pero may concept ka na ng trading nun, wala pa?
Wala. As in
Okay.
zero, coach. Tapos parang ang nangyari nun is, umutang pa ako ng 2,000 sa tita ko. Sabi ko, tita, yung etong 2,000 na to, babalik ko sa'yo ng 16,000.
Wow!
Grabe! Sabi kasi nila, times 10 daw. Okay, sige sure kayo
Grabe.
Sige,
Tapos nag-promise ka
16,000.
agad dun.
Oo, hindi kasi bago pa yun, nag-ano na pala kami, nagta-top shot na kami. So, sa basketball, ganyan. Tapos parang nakakuha ko nun ng si Subird yung sa WNBA. Tapos nun parang binili namin almost 5K lang, tapos naging 15,000.
Wow.
Sabi ko, times 3 na agad. Ganyan. So,
May experience ka na.
so, going back to the NFT. Tapos, ayun, yung 10,000 ko na yun, yung first sell ko sa tao, P2P. So, minessage ko tong taong to. Sabi ko, baka gusto mong bilhin. Hindi pa kasi naka-reveal eh. Noon yung reveal, sobrang important, ganyan. Kaso pagka-reveal, biglang babagsak. Oo. Pero, iba to kasi medyo first time namin lahat eh. Tapos, sobrang hype nun. Pagka bili ko, nabenta ko siya ng 30,000 within 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
What?
Sabi ko, times 3. Sabi ko, hindi na ako magtatrabaho. That time, nag-resign agad ako.
Yung pala yung nag-resign
Ako pala. Pinapasa ko lang kay boss. Pero ganun yung nangyari. Sabi ko, nagle-lay off. Sabi ko dun sa manager ko, sige po, ako na lang po.
Ako magre-resign.
Meron kasi dapat silang tatanggalin. Tapos sabay parang,
Ako na yung alay.
sabi ko, yun ang alay. Yun yung alay na
Sige na po,
sinasabi.
ako na.
Sabi ko, ako na po. Sige po. Parang sabi niya, anong gagawin mo, Jai? Sabi ng manager ko. Meron po kasi ni-discover na work, ganyan. Sabi niya, sabi ko NFTs po, tapos during the Axie time, ganyan, may Axie na nun. Sabi niya, promising nga yan eh, no? Sige, sabi niya, thank you for doing this for the team. Gumaganon-ganon pa. Sabi ko, sige po, kaya naman na po to, ganyan. Gumanon ako. Kasi nga, yung sahod ko doon is less than what I'm receiving within 30 minutes. Ayun, tatrabaho ko na isang buwan. Kailangan ko ng Tapos next, nung isang NFT ko naman, nabenta ko ng 110.
What?
Nabenta ko 110 from 10,000.
What?
Times 10x.
Totoo nga. Yung
Wow,
10x.
Ayan na yung 10x.
totoo. Yun
Wow.
na, totoo na. So, ito na. Binalik ko na sa tita ko. Tapos after nun,
Dito ang tuwa yun. Binalik mo talaga
oo,
yung
sabi niya, wow,
16,000.
Jai, invest ulit ako sa'yo.
Ayun pala.
Ayan na, invest na. Sige, let's buy. Tapos noon, taas na ng taas. Let's go. Ayan. Tapos TikTok analysis lang ako. Sabi nung, merong nun eh. Hindi ko na alam kung sino yung nag-a-analyze nun. Pero meron ako pinapanood. Group sila na sa isang bahay lang. Tapos parang, nawala yung group na yon kasi nga parang na-scam din sila ng maraming beses. Kasi ganun din, testers din sila. Sana wag naman mangyari sa atin. Pero mas nananawa na tayo ngayon. Pero ayun, ang nangyari nun is yung 10,000 na yon after a year, nagulat ako, I was able to get 1 million in the market.
What?
After. Tapos,
Wow.
first time ko maging millionaire, sabi ko ito na.
Ano yun?
Wow.
Teka. So, yung millions na yun came from one or several NFTs?
Several NFTs na ako.
So ito na yung,
Talagang-
yung dose niya ng trading sa
Oo,
NFT
sa
na
NFTs.
siya
Yun
nakuha.
na.
Oo,
Oo.
gets.
Ito na yung dopamine ko. Parang akong addict na. Let's go. Let's buy and buy. Kaso hindi ako marunong mag-chart. Tapos parang sabi nila, aangat na yan. Magbabounce na ganyan. Tapos bumagsak. Yung tita ko sabi niya, Jai, may ma-withdraw ba dyan?
Naubos.
Oo. So, pero ang nangyari nun, nakuha na invest ko yung iba, siguro mga 30% na invest ko. And then yung other is as in
Talo.
Sabi ko, kailangan ko ng mag-aral. Tapos, sabi ko, nag-church ako noon, bumalik kay Lord. Ganun bigla, no? Ganun yung nangyari. Tapos sarang after noon, sabi ko, nag-grow ako sa faith noon with the community. So why don't I do it in trading as well? Na maghanap ako ng community. So nandun kami sa isang bookstore. Nakita ko yung libro ng ZFT.
Oh, talaga?
Tapos, yun nga yung sinasabi ni boss na parang iba yung pagka-reach out natin dito kay Jai.
Iba.
Kasi yung iba sa
book. Sa libro.
Ako sa book. Yung girlfriend ko ngayon, pero hindi ko pa siya girlfriend noon, niregaluhan niya ako ng book, which is yung ZFT nga.
Oh.
Tapos parang from there, nakita ko yung community, nag-enroll ako. Tapos, ayun, dami ko na natutunan. So, doon ako nag-start sa
That's nice. That's nice.
Ayun. So, sige.
It came from mga parang losses pala tapos naging na.
Tapos doon na ako naging parang mas maingat, ganyan. Kasi nga,
Ang galing nasa
grabe.
NFT na
Oo nga eh.
Doon na kumbaga
Doon na
nasa
namulat.
kalagitnaan ng technology boom eh. Yung
Yeah.
NFT na agad eh.
Yeah.
Tapos bumalik sa trading. Parang
Yes.
ano.
Back to the foundation.
Back to the foundation. Actually,
Dito ka
maganda
muna.
din yan eh, no? Parang sa
Yeah.
NFTs din. Sa NFTs ko din nakuha yung first million ko, hindi sa trading eh. So parang mga 6 days akong hindi natulog
Wild,
nun.
wild times. Wild times you
Wild
minted
times.
for
Pero yun
10K, magiging million. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true kasi
Yeah.
parang sabi nga parang ito yung times na super wild yung pwede mo maging
Yes.
maging pero baliktad din. Pwede din
Okay.
maging losses.
Loss.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Agree.
it's gonna be balanced na
Oo.
hindi naman your gain is someone else's losses.
Loss. Exactly.
So para siyang closed loop eh na hindi lang so saan mong side gusto?
Yeah.
Lamang din tayo during that time eh. Kasi parang sa atin, for example, $2,000 is already big for us.
Yes.
During that time. Or for me, during that time. So $2,000, around $100,000 na yun.
100,000 pesos.
100,000 peso. Tapos parang sa ibang bansa, parang naiinis na sila sa atin kasi nga, bakit ang aga nito magbenta ng mga ito?
natawag na doon mga
Flippers.
mga jitters.
Jitters.
Oo.
Yeah. Jitters. Ayun. So yun yung pinaka naging journey ko.
Well, income let's go back lang, circle back. When it comes to money, ano yung may mga beliefs ba kayo o ganyan?
oo, ayan.
Ikaw, boss.
So, sige si
Well,
boss muna.
Origin siguro.
ang
nung
hirap kasi ng ng tanong kasi when it comes to that or mga beliefs when it comes to money, siguro ang nakuha ko from my dad was that kasi I saw him I didn't know or I didn't realize that my parents were actually business people. Kasi yung first line of work talaga nila, they're professors in university. So, nakita ko sila, they're doing business, but I didn't see it as something that's active or something like as a culture. And nakita ko yung tatay ko laging nasa scam eh. So, sabi ko parang ayoko mag-business kasi baka ma-scam ako. And nakita ko how it affected us. Although hindi naman, like, syempre, the work will replenish the funds, but I see the conflict in the house because of the scams that were happening. And so I felt like I don't want to do business. And so there's that money principle, I guess, na nakuha ko. Marami pang iba pero we can go to it.
Sa akin naman, parang experience ko naman dun with that. Di ko na-realize na I'm a risk taker pala. Kasi I've been, parang lately ko lang din na-realize na I've been doing business for like more than 10 years. And nakasurvive pala kami with that business. So I think doon ko nakuha na I just keep on banking on myself to make money. That's why etong skill na to ng trading, pag na-master mo siya in a right way, you can make money at will eh. Parang gano'n na you can make money at will, you can make money kung kailan mo gusto. And it's a good skill na
to have.
And syempre hindi naman 'yan agad-agad mo natututunan, no? It's lahat. Especially actually yung tumatak talaga sa akin was that when I enrolled sa masterclass, huwag ka magte-trade ng may utang.
Yes.
And sa loob-loob ko, wala na akong pera. Paano ko mag-trade, di ba? But, it fortunately, nag-push through naman. Doon ko na-realize na bakit pala nila sinasabi yun. It's just because
there's pressure eh.
Yeah, there's self-sabotage.
Yes.
Na it's a self-imposed pressure kapag ka nagtitrade ka for the money instead of for the process, ganyan.
Yes.
So, yun yung mga belief ko na when it comes to like
money and trading na
money and trading, oo. So
wow, ang dami nating pwedeng pag-usapan when it comes to that. Especially when people get into trading or investments, ang una kasing iniisip nila is paano kumita. Without looking at how
perfect example.
Paano matalo?
Paano kumita?
Ano ba yung risks? Like what can I lose, right? Everybody's just going for paano ba ako kikita diyan, magkano ba yan? And like how frequent, alam mo yun? Parang as if it's guaranteed.
Oo, as if it's guaranteed.
Yes.
Tama yun, tama.
Yes. Is there such a thing? What do you think?
Gusto nila mag-resign na, ganun.
Yeah, what do you think, guys, about there's no such thing as, or is it true yung statement na
guaranteed?
There's no guaranteed money?
There's no guaranteed money.
Ako, I believe
there's
na
no such thing as, like product without risk.
I believe, even in hindi sa crypto, lahat naman yan. Kaya nga sasabi nila, even banks have risks. Meron lang na lesser yung risk.
Level of risk.
Meron lang lesser yung risk. Actually, not taking risk is also a risk.
Yes, exactly.
Diba?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you take a look at it, we're just risk managers navigating through life. Parang ganun lang. Na you're just trying to assess alin ba yung path dito. Sige, sabihin natin napunta ka na dun sa path na yon, anong gagawin mo? You're also evaluating kung ano naman susunod mong magiging risk. Should I trade my time for this? Di ba, yun naman ginagawa ng mga, like, for example, you're working, you're trading your time for money.
Yes.
Di ba? If you are like business person, you're trading your money to get more money. Parang ganon. So, I guess everything is has trade-off.
Yes.
May mga trade-off. So, it's just a matter of how you manage those risks.
Na hindi lang naiisip ng iba kasi yung iba non-tangible eh. So, kapag di nila nahawakan, parang kala nila, eto, libre lang nakukuha, binabayaran nila ako, ganyan. I see. So,
ikaw, boss, may ano ka dyan? May belief ka dyan?
Well, actually, while we were discussing, meron akong naisip, which is what I shared to you yesterday. It's the rule of thirds. Have you ever heard the rule of thirds?
Sa photography meron yan eh. Rule of
meron.
thirds.
Yeah. But this is in when it comes to money.
Okay.
This came from
interesting yan ah.
It came from the Jewish culture. So we all know kasi na when it comes to Jews, ang gagaling nila when it comes to money. And sometimes we became racist about it or we joke about it. But a lot of principles make sense, especially itong rule of thirds. So let me explain. This belief comes from, like their culture na lagi silang nadi-displace, laging nagkakaroon ng problema, and then they have to go somewhere. And so they thought of a solution like, okay, paano ba tayo makaka-create ng system wherein even if there's going to be hard times, we can survive and we can thrive. So it came from that, and basically it comes from principles in the Bible as well that Solomon shared and then passed down to generations, to the point na it's in their culture to pass it on to the next generation so that it doesn't like erode or hindi masasabotage yung, may sinasabi sila, di ba, on the third generation pag hindi mo tinuruan mawawala yung wealth doon. So sa kanila hindi ganun eh. There's a culture sa kanila na kailangan mapasa yan sa children. It's your duty. And so ano ba yung rule of thirds? Narinig mo na? Hindi pa?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
Sa photography lang daw.
Sige, so the rule of thirds is the balance or the act of balancing within 3 asset classes. So the first one is real estate, so lupa or hard assets. So you have to balance between 3 assets. Hindi pwedeng dun ka lang sa isa na nakafocus. You need to make sure that you acquire all 3. So, hindi naman din sinasabi ko na what if you're not born into a family that has all 3. Then, dun papasok yung buy wisdom. Kasi ang term nila is buy wisdom if you have to, because it's better than anything else.
Okay.
Alright, so wisdom comes first because if hindi mo alam kung paano i-manage wala din. So, ganun siya. Sometimes we always focus on how do we get that, or this, without having substance first or having the capacity first. So, we don't build capacity first. We want this. Pag ito pumasok without having the right foundations,
mawala din.
Pwedeng mawala or pwedeng basag ka because of that. And we see that in statistics. We see that in stories about, people who won the lottery and then they go broke and they got worse off pa, di ba? And so, in the rule of thirds, there's 3 asset classes. The first one is the hard assets, real estate, probably gold, ganyan. I'm not saying condo in this case, but yeah. This is hedge against inflation kasi when it comes to the system of the world, right? Like money, wala inflation tayo lagi, di ba? Every year. That's the system. That's how it works. So, how do you protect yourself against that? Gold and also that. Because kahit na magkaroon ng inflation, at least yung value nandun pa rin. Now, hindi siya pwedeng siya lang mag-isa because if you don't have the 2 others, which is number 2, dun tayo, ito yung business or money skills. Basically, your job, yung hard skills mo when it comes to photography, di ba? You trade your time, your skills for money, right? Yan yung cash flow mo. So, you need this cash flow so that if, let's say, it's not yet the right time to sell itong first, right? Yung lupa mo, right? Yung hard asset mo, you're not gonna be pressured to sell it. Like at a, let's say, 30% loss. Because...
Hindi mo kailangan.
Yes. So, I'll just give you an example. Halimbawa, nagkaroon ka ng may minana kang lupa from your parents. Now, because it's the only asset that you have and you need money, you're gonna sell it. O pag binenta mo siya, usually you're gonna be selling it at way below market price.
Right.
And in a rush kasi.
Yeah, in a rush kasi kailangan mo na ng pera di ba? And so, it's a different case when buyers come to you. Now you have the leverage. Now you have the upper hand. You can say, hindi I'm selling it at this price. So, if the person doesn't accept it kasi binabarat ka niya, you have the option to wait because you have number 2, which is generating you cash flow. Right? So, yun yung, like, for example, if medyo malaki na yung pera mo, you're already an owner of, let's say, housing, residential, edi alam mo by the end of the month merong darating na pera. So again, hindi din pwede na siya lang because if ito lang din yung meron ka, what if biglang your business got shut down, biglang, have you ever experienced, alam ko nasa stories mo to nag-open ka, I'm not sure it was milk tea?
Yeah, nag-open na business.
Right? And then,
may business ka dati na ganito?
Yeah, before he made a post about it. And sobrang nakakatawa yung post niya kasi it's reality Basically, you pay for the rent, you pay for the materials. Paano kung hindi nag-succeed yung business? Instead na kumikita ka, nalulugi ka.
Kalugi.
So, again, hindi pwedeng yun lang din. Because what if, times change and then iba na yung magiging ihip ng hangin, patay ka kung yun lang. So, it has to work both ways. You need to have a diversification of one, number two, which is yung business, yung income mo. And then number three is cash. Alright, so why cash? Because cash...
Liquid cash.
Yes, liquid cash. Liquid cash is important because if a market crash happens or some opportunity of a lifetime comes to you, right? Tapos kailangan mo ibenta si 1 and 2, the principle you've already broken. Kasi there's a balance eh. Hindi mo pwedeng i-sacrifice yung isa doon sa third, doon sa equation na yon for 1. So you cannot sacrifice A, you cannot sacrifice B for C or vice versa. So paano yun, di ba? Ang mindset kasi natin, especially us Filipinos, all in tayo dyan, may opportunity, di ba? Ganun tayo. Uy, kikita tayo dyan.
Parang walang chance na magkamali, no?
Oo, exactly.
Paano yung doon, boss? Hindi, sige, tapusin mo muna.
So basically, you need all three so that you have a balance of risk and diversification because you never know kung saan dyan yung mga good times, bad times. If you have all three, then bad times will come. Alright, ngayon, bear market tayo. So, paano kung hindi ka fit for trading the bear market? Ano yung magiging way mo to earn money?
Right.
Do you have a business? Do you have, in the worst case scenario, like, meron ka bang land or hedge against inflation? Ngayon, nag-hyperinflation na in a lot of places in the world, di ba? So, anong hedge mo against that? I mean, look at Iran, di ba? Biglang,
which is very scary, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Diba?
Parang pagising mo na lang
wala yung perang value.
Yung millions mo naging zero in the world market. Ano gagawin mo, 'di ba? So
yung mga nakatago nilang barya sa mga
wala na. So there's no such thing as
Mickey Mouse na.
No risk, 'di ba? And this is very, like, I would say it's very biblical that you have to diversify. And hindi mo i-all in na parang isa-sacrifice mo yung isang asset to acquire one.
Right.
So, except for merong exception yung wisdom.
Yeah.
Yun, kasi if ever nawalan ka sa lahat, right? Nawala yung tatlo, if you have the wisdom, mababalik mo yung
Parang
lahat.
may narinig na rin ako ganyan eh. Parang sabi nila, if ever that all of the wealth will be divided equally to the all people, it will still end up to the
in the same
few people.
Yeah.
Parang mababalik because of the wisdom.
Yes, exactly.
I see, yung handling ng funds talaga.
Yung handling ng funds.
Tsaka yung principles din mismo.
Ang galing Yeah.
So that's the principle of thirds.
So yung mga nakikinig siguro, wala pa ako nun Check ko muna.
Pero
wala pa akong wisdom.
Ganito yan. I always believe that you can acquire 3, but you need to have the right principles and the right foundations in place. I wouldn't say that I'm there yet to where I want to, but realizing na galing ako sa trading I mean, wala din naman akong minana, wala din naman akong ano, but like siguro binigyan lang ako ng konting head start ng parents ko and that was it. So I'm grateful that I had that I had that head start, I had that resource, but it wasn't like, millions in the millions. It wasn't like that. I really had to grind, I really had to understand how the market works. Kasi kung ginagawa ko pa rin yung undisciplined na mga ways of how to do in our industry, especially in trading, ginagawa ko pa rin, matigas yung ulo ko, prideful ako. If I continue go that path, mawawala lahat sa akin.
Yeah.
So at the same way na parang if I want to learn about real estate, then I have to like see how this rule paano yung game, right? How this works. Kasi meron talagang ways how to make money, how to lose money. You just have to find ano ba yung rules ng laro na to, right?
Speaking of real estate, no? Mag-invite tayo ng mag-invite tayo ng real estate person, no? Probably in the future, no? Magandang usapan kasi I also wanted to learn.
Alam ko, pumasok ko sa real estate.
I also, kumbaga yan ang isa kong mga nasa goal ko. Kumbaga, yung mga tatlo yung goal ko before Parang trading, e-commerce, and real estate.
Yes.
So nakapag-study ako ng real estate, nakapag-learn na. Pero I wanted to learn more and diversify. Kumbaga, kasi syempre parang it's yung inverse ng correlated? Inverse correlated. Basta inverse correlated sila. For example, meron kang mga lupa, no? You can always rely to that when it comes to your parang safety net mo, no? You diversify your wealth into like lupa, no? Kasi it's parang based sa statistics, no? Paano siya? Kumbaga pataas siya magaling yung ano natin. But I don't know kung totoo ba yon. So probably we can learn more about if meron tayong special guest na
Oo nga. Hindi, kuha tayo ng real estate agent. Tapos,
baka sa
Ano yun?
community
Bentaan tayo.
baka sa community natin meron nag-aano na
tapos
real estate.
mag-ano na siya dyan. Oh guys,
Yeah.
kung gusto nyo, just message me. Ako na lang pala mag-real estate agent. Joke lang. Meron din
Meron kami binibenta
Pero di ba, coach, meron kang mga holdings ng real estate ngayon?
Condos lang mostly.
Condos.
Condos tapos yung ano namin, yung pinaka-loop bahay, house
Ngayon.
and lot. Yeah, oo.
Yeah. Tapos ikaw din, boss.
Yes. Oo.
Speaking of holdings, gusto ko naman malaman ngayon. Gustong malaman Ako boss dito, guys eh. Hindi, kumbaga, ano yung mga holdings nyo ngayon? Kasi kanina, ano yung parang pinaka-beginnings? Ano yung pinaka-hawak nyo ngayon ng mga assets?
Okay. So to me, right now, and I always teach this sa community, no, na parang, half of your portfolio nung pa-red, na tayo. Ngayon, red zone na tayo. Dapat nagka-cash out tayo lagi.
Yeah.
Kasi tapos na yung bull market. And also tapos na yung planting season. Nasa harvest season na tayo. Nasa tail end na tayo ng and also we're in the bear market. And so, my assets right now, cash. So, meron akong malaking cash reserves. Nakita mo na sa sheet.
Inaayos ko kasi.
Inaayos na kasi yung ko right
Documents.
now. So, kita niyo yung cash flow ko at the moment. Crypto at saka peso. And syempre, marami akong alam when it comes to crypto. Sa ibang bagay kasi hindi ako pwedeng, like for example, meron kami sa real estate, yes. Pero dahil it's not my specialty, yung bulk ng funds ko nasa crypto pa rin. Kasi yun yung alam kong gawin.
Yeah.
So, again, principles, kung mas marami kang alam sa isang bagay, doon ka mag-invest. Kung wala ka masyadong alam sa ibang bagay, doon konti lang. Test buy hanggang sa naintindihan mo na siya.
Grabe,
Exactly.
Grabing test buy yan, guys. Condo. Test buy.
Hindi naman yan.
Hindi, totoo naman kasi.
Tama.
Totoo naman kasi, di ba? Ako nagkamali din ako sa pagbili ko ng, nung nag-aral na ako about it.
Doon mo lang na-realize,
mali pala yung bili ko. Buti nila, may concept na ako ng stop loss. So parang, sige, I'll just give up that. Mga ganun.
Well, yun talaga foundation sa trading.
Yeah.
You can apply it to everything.
Everything.
Sabi nila, ang bilis mo naman mag-decide, no? Kasi I think na-inert na yung pagka-kunyari, naloko ka, na ganyan, nawalan ka ng pera. Okay, sige. You're just, reserving your mind space para dun sa mga bagay na pwede ka pang magkaroon ng, like, mag-thrive pa ng more kumita, ganyan.
Yes.
Kaysa mag-dwell in ka dun sa pinaka-loss.
Yes,
So just move on and then learn from it. Ay, sorry.
I think yung pinaka-mistake, why gusto ko lang i-add dun sa in-explain mo, I think it's because people who do that or experience that, nag-all in kasi. Kaya they dwell into the loss.
Yeah.
But if you diversify enough, like for example, kung nag-diversify ka, meron kang, halimbawa lang, may 1 million ka. Tapos, nag-diversify ka ng 10K. 10K lang or 50K. Pag nalugi yan, okay lang. Kasi meron ka pa namang 950K.
Yeah.
Diba? So,
Agree.
it's not as emotional as opposed to pag in-all-in mo tapos parang ang sama na ng loob mo dun sa loss na yun, nag-dwell ka na.
Yun yung masakit.
Nangyari na yun sa akin nakailang beses ako nun. I had to learn it the hard way many times na nakapag-all-in ako sa mga big ticket stuff. All-in, no? Kasi big ticket stuff, akala ko ito na yung magiging passive ko. And then, it turned out hindi pala magandang deal.
Yeah.
Sa pero yung yan nga.
Gusto mo ba specific na mga tokens?
Hindi naman. Baka mamaya baka bilhin nila eh.
Pabili nila.
Baka pag-release nito, wala na.
Ganito na lang.
Sabi nila, wala to, scammer to. Hindi naman
Pwede
to
kasi
maganda.
levels eh. Pwede levels. Hindi ganito kasi. Kasi alam ko marami sa inyo magtatanong like anong So pwedeng balikan, no? So okay lang sa akin. Okay. Kasi track record eh. Sige.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm a liquidity provider kasi. So when we say liquidity provider, I provide assets into a pool. I'm not sure kung medyo advanced na to. But basically, kung ano yung ginagawa ng bangko, yung nagpo-forex trading, di ba? When you buy
Money
dollar
exchange.
and peso. Money exchange. Basically, parang money exchange. I just use itong mga technology so that I put my money there and then while people trade yung mga assets na yun, let's say
Transact.
Bitcoin tsaka USD, I'm earning fees on top of yung investment ko na Bitcoin. So, I'm a liquidity provider for Bitcoin, Ethereum, hindi ko na pala yun dapat isama kasi tatanggalin ko na siya very soon. So Bitcoin, Solana, Hype, at saka BNB. Alam ko magkakaroon ng maraming FUD at maraming kung anong bad news about these things, especially in the bear market, mas ma-magnify yan eh. Pero these are the tokens that I am long-term looking to buy or looking to LP. I mean, I'm LPing it right now to specific levels. So, hindi ko alam kung aabot doon, pero okay lang kasi naka-range naman siya eh. For those of you na alam kung paano to, no? Yung mga ranges ko, yung mga lower ranges ko, Bitcoin, 25K, Solana, $30, Hype, $5, BNB, $350. So, from current price to that range,
Covered.
nagpo-provide ako ng liquidity.
Yeah.
Yun.
Just in case
Yes.
na bumagsak na
Yes,
sa
but it's
ganong
very
price.
strategic na pagka-placement.
And then,
Oo.
siguro, disclaimer muna lang din na okay lang sa'yo na bumagsak yung presyo because...
Yes. Oh, so to me, again, okay lang sa akin bumagsak yung price and masaya ako doon.
Yeah.
Kasi meron tayong concept ng dollar cost averaging,
Yes.
which is habang every month naglalagay ka ng, let's say, ng capital mo para bumili ka ng mga assets na yun. But for me kasi, gusto ko yung way ko of doing it, which is in liquidity provision, automatic na it does it for you. Meron ka ng range na nakaset. Because I'm also, a technical analyst. So I look at the technicals, I look at levels. Saan ba to pwedeng bumagsak? And then I also look into worst case scenarios na pag umabot dito, willing ba akong hawakan yun? So yun yung pinaka number one na reason eh. Willing ba akong hawakan ito pag umabot to ng 25K si Bitcoin? Yes. Edi check, okay lang sa akin na I will take the loss. And even if it's that, my mindset is already not like that eh. Kasi malaki na rin yung kinuha ko sa market. So basically this is already profits na I'm re-rolling. Yung natira, kumbaga yung in-out ko, pinambili ko na ng lupa, pinambili ko na ng, or nakalagay na siya sa store para for the next planting season and also to buy itong buong taon na to. So right now, yun yung sinasabi ko before, di ba, na I already bought 2026. Even if I don't work, I'm still good. Like my
Good
family
problem.
will survive.
Hanggang 2020.
Ako, I'm good for February 6.
Hanggang bukas lang
Kasi
pala.
February 5 ngayon, di ba?
Ako, I'm good for today. Paiklian mo na ito, ano? Yung pala yung contest na. Hindi, joke lang.
Yeah.
Pero gusto ko yung just to add, gusto ko yung
Yes.
concept ng withdraw outside from crypto. Kasi it resets your yung mind. Ako personally, nare-reset ako kasi every time na may nakikita akong mga post na nanalo, tapos inihintay ko na lang yung kasunod eh. Talo na. O hindi na magpo-post. That's the reality.
Indicator na.
Uy, nag-post to ng malaki. Tapos after yung susunod na post niya or hindi na siya nag-post for 5 weeks, alam mo na.
Iba na yung topic, politics na
Iba
bigla.
na. Iba yung politics na. No, walang disrespect din sa pero it's just an indicator for me na hindi to nag-out ng pera. Kasi mahalaga yun na we also remind them na hindi yan parating panalo, hindi yan parating. Ako, indicator ko sa sarili ko pag panalo na ako ng mga sunod-sunod, mas kinakabahan ako eh. Mas kinakabahan ako sa sunod-sunod na panalo eh. Kasi it parang meron akong Superman syndrome eh. Malala yung Superman syndrome ko. I want to experience another win para ma-replace yung talo ko. So yun yung Superman syndrome ko. Which is, ang ginagawa ko, withdraw.
Double.
Withdraw. Withdraw talaga. Yung kumbaga kung natalo ka man hindi na ganun kasakit. Parang ganon.
Yeah.
So important yung withdraw and diversify.
Yes.
Into non-crypto assets. Kung patutulogin mo man yan sa bangko mo, bahala ka na. Or
Up to
kung
you, yes.
bibilin mo ng ibang bagay, 'di ba? Pang down mo ng lupa, pang ano. So very important na meron kang concept of taking it out.
Yes.
And then kung ano man, yung capital mo doon is intact. Kumbaga.
Yes.
Meron pa rin.
Tama.
Eh,
Maganda yan. Kasi very important that we discuss about these kinds of techniques. Kasi dati hindi ako ganun eh. Dati ang ginagawa ko parang hindi, nakalagay lang yan sa buying power ko. Kung kailangan ng pera sa ako nagwi-withdraw. Pero hindi. Right now, yung system talaga is
Agree.
every month dapat may withdrawal. Kahit gaano kaliit yan, basta meron kang system for it.
Ayun. So hopefully makita din ng mga makikinig dito na trading is not just about na pera-pera.
How to make money. Not just how to make money, but how to
money.
keep it.
Exactly. Ang ganda. How to keep it.
English eh. At Tagalog kasi sanay sa akin. Hindi. Pero anyway, Coach, sa'yo ba? Ano kasi nasabi na ni Bossy yung sa kanya? Ano yung mga current holdings mo ngayon sa wallet mo or
USDC. Joke lang.
Naka-cash out na pa.
Hindi kasi, to be honest, hindi naman ganun kalaki yung bankroll ko. So I'm focusing more of my process of making more money instead of, passively allocating. May mga passive naman ako kasi I have, may mga diversify naman akong mga like real estate, ganyan. May condo and lupa, ganyan. Pero I also dive into more sa sarili ko ba? Parang gano'n. Yung skills ko. Nakakatuwa kasi nga, may mga skills ako na wala ako noong 2025 na pwede ko palang pagkakitaan. No, I'm more of analytical, ganyan. Yun pala yung aking, yun pala yung calling, hindi man calling, yun pala yung second passion ko.
Yeah.
I like to research. Siguro yun na rin yung naging edge ko. And that is what, yun yung parang pinaghahawakan ko. Kahit hindi ako bumili ng token ngayon, I work on myself to make money. Parang yun yung parang, another stream of income ko, siguro. Tapos yun, ano bang hawak ko? More of airdrop guy kasi ako eh.
Yeah.
So, yung mga hawak ko, it's more of towards farming those airdrop. So, I farm yung mga decentralized exchanges, ganyan, and also yung mga protocols, yan. Doon yung mga hawak. Pero mostly, ano bang hawak ko ngayon? Wala trading talaga ako. Purely daily trading.
Yun
Day
trader si Coach.
Hindi naman day trader. More of like, araw-araw kasing nagte-trade.
Yung bot.
Yung bot.
Yes.
Yung bot. Which is the grid bots. No, advocate na kasi ako ng grid bots eh. Pero yun.
Actually, yung dating inaaral natin si Coach pala.
Yun yung pala. Yun ko lang na-realize na yung pala yun. Na parang yung pala yun, yung naging advocate ako ng grid bots. Because ang laking epekto nun sa akin na naging effect sa personal, sa trading and personal na
less pressure,
psychology, less sabotage. Sabi ko, ang galing nito kahit na matalo ko, yun lang ako nararamdaman. Parang gano'n. Kasi less sabotage siya. Mas, pag nananalo ko, hindi ko masyadong nararamdaman yung mga panalo mo. Kasi naipon eh.
Yes.
Naipon. Hanggang mag-close na lang yung bias mo, doon man lang sisara. Okay ka na. You're happy. And then next, bias naman.
Yes.
Yun. Sana, yung for sure yung iba dyan, paano po yun? How? Type how. Yun. Type how.
Type Discord. Marami na tayong mga dyan. Marami na tayong mga materials about it.
May mga free. We have our courses
about
as well.
Oh, and every Monday, di ba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng discussion. So, minsan nadadaanan natin yung mga ganyan. So, pag nag-absent ka, wala na. Hindi. Pero yun. I guess that's all for this episode 1, no? We can...
Medyo bitin
Parang bitin. Hindi, ako pala, hindi ko pa nasasabi yung ano ko eh.
How about you?
Yung
assets ko.
Yung holdings mo.
Hindi, actually, wala. Yun yung ano ko. Wala akong holdings ngayon, guys. Kasi last month, di ba? Some of you know na yung mother ko nag-pass away. So, I have to pull out everything since for me, in my life, that's a hard reset. Kasi yung mom ko yun eh. Yung sobrang, pag may nawawala, Oo. Pero meron ako lupa dito, guys. Hindi, ayun. Pero yun. So, wala talaga. As in, hard cash yung pinaka meron ako. Pero...
As in, meron kang liquid cash.
Yes.
Yun yung importante.
Yun yung
importante. Na
sabi
ready
ko.
to scoop in case na yung market.
Sakto din eh. Sabi ko, actually, yung market ngayon, di ba? Sobrang siguro...
Save your bullets dapat eh.
Nagulat ako na parang
baka
sumakto din.
naging na rin yun. Naging parang way na rin na to make you keep USDC instead of
siguro
holding
kasi
it.
Nakita ni Lord, puro katalo Kaya nga dyan. Hindi. Pero ayun. Yun lang yung sa akin sa Pero
Yeah, medyo bitin, no? Pero ano bang
marami pa
expect nila for the
next episode?
Yan.
Ano ba yung
topic natin for the next episode?
Next episode, yan, pag-uusapan natin kung pera-pera lang ba ang trading.
Which
is nadaanan natin ng
Sige. Deep dive, more on more on that. Sige.
Pero meron tayong tanong bago tayo matapos ang episode.
Yan.
Ayan.
Ano ba yung tanong?
Sabi dito ni Coach Jake. Ask TR. #AskTR.
So kung may mga questions kayo guys,
lagay niyo lang sa comments.
Pwede kayo mag-post.
Yes.
And #AskTR or sa mga socials natin, pwede kayo mag-post doon.
So we can feature it on the next episode.
Ayan.
Anong question?
Sabi dito, if you only have 1,000 pesos, should you even bother?
Not bother what? Mag-trade or mag-invest?
Siguro mag-invest.
Yeah.
Or
mag-trade.
Ikaw,
Ikaw, boss.
Well, to me, it doesn't matter if it's 1,000 or 1 million. What's important is that you need to have the right systems and foundations in place. If you are faithful with small, then you can be faithful with bigger things.
Ang hirap ng sundan.
Grabe.
Kaya tinanong kita kanina.
Tapos na po.
Okay na yun.
Finish.
Yun na yun.
Finish. Time. Gawa ng Legasio.
Okay na yun.
Pero yun, ikaw ba, coach? May sabihin ka pa?
Wala na eh. Wala na eh. Kasi tama naman yun.
Sabi nga ni Bossy,
if you cannot like parang palaguin yung small things, no?
Yeah.
Kasi even if a small amount is in the intention siya. If you wanted to grow really your money, it doesn't matter how much, no? As long as you're willing to work for it, you're willing to parang trust your process. Yun.
Yep. Ayun. So sige, I think kita-kita na lang tayo sa episode 2 again, guys, no? Pero I hope you've learned a lot and we want to see you again sa episode 2 na may kasama ng questions. So malay mo mapili yan tapos meron ka pang makukuhang siguro baka meron. No?
May airdrop pa tayo.
Baka meron kayong makuhang
sponsors.
Sponsors. Baka naman meron nang nakalagay dito susunod. Joke lang. Ayan. So ayun. Thank you guys for listening to our episode 1 by Hot Money and see you again on our episode 2. Bye-bye!
Bullish or bearish, we are here for both. Whether it's your first time trading or you're already a savvy investor, we believe financial freedom is for everyone. And together, let's take advantage of the vast wonderland of money that's unfolding right before our very eyes. We are Trading Republic. Welcome to our podcast. And this is where the hot money is.